First contact. Captain Ilara Voss stood at the observation deck of the Galactic Survey Corps vessel Athena, her four eyes carefully studying the holographic display of the blue-green planet rotating slowly before her. Her scaled skin reflected the soft blue glow of the ship's lights as she considered the report in her hands. For the past decade, the Athena had maintained its position at the edge of this unremarkable solar system, cataloging and observing as per standard GSC protocols. "Captain, you requested my presence." Science Officer Threll entered the chamber, his slender frame almost gliding across the polished floor. "Indeed," Ilara gestured to the planet. "What do you make of the latest transmission analysis?" Threll's secondary eyes blinked in sequence, a sign of concentration among the Volusian species. "Unprecedented, Captain. The bipedal inhabitants of the third planet have accelerated their technological development at a rate that defies all predictive models. They've achieved in centuries what took other species millennia." Ilara nodded. "Earth, they call it. Their transmissions have reached a sophistication that suggests they're on the cusp of discovering our presence." The Athena had been dispatched to this sector following the detection of unusual electromagnetic emissions. What they found was a species known as humans, primitive by Galactic Confederacy standards, but advancing at an alarming rate. "They're violent," Threll noted, displaying footage of human conflicts. "Their history is marked by constant warfare. Yet they create beauty," Ilara countered, activating a different screen showing human art, music, and literature. "They imagine possibilities that don't exist and then bring them into being." The ship's alert system suddenly flashed, bathing the observation deck in red light. Communication Officer Nax's voice came through the ship's intercom. "Captain, we've detected a directed signal. They're scanning directly for cloaked vessels." Ilara's dorsal spines stiffened, a physiological response to surprise among her kind. "Impossible. Our cloaking technology is beyond their detection capabilities." "Apparently not," Threll replied, already analyzing the incoming data. "They've developed a quantum resonance scanner. It's rudimentary, but effective enough to detect our presence." Captain Voss contemplated the situation. The Galactic Survey Corps operated under strict non-interference protocols. If detected, standard procedure demanded immediate withdrawal to prevent cultural contamination of developing species. "Engage secondary cloaking measures," she ordered, striding toward the command bridge. The corridors of the Athena hummed with activity as the crew responded to the alert status. On the bridge, the main view screen displayed Earth's northern hemisphere, focusing on a large research facility nestled among mountains. Communication Officer Nax turned as Ilara entered. "Captain, they're broadcasting a message. It's being directed specifically at our position." "Play it," Ilara commanded, settling into her command chair. The screen shifted to show a human female with dark hair and determined eyes. "To the unidentified vessel in Earth orbit," she began, her voice translated by the ship's advanced systems. "I am Dr. Maya Chen of the United Earth Space Initiative. We know you're there. Your presence has been confirmed by multiple detection arrays. We request communication and peaceful contact." The bridge fell silent. In the 600 years since the formation of the Galactic Confederacy, no species had ever detected a GSC vessel before formal contact protocols were initiated. "Fascinating," Threll remarked. "They shouldn't have the technology to detect us, yet they've done so. Their adaptability is remarkable." Ilara studied the human on the screen. "Prepare retreat coordinates," she ordered. "Standard protocol is clear. We withdraw and report to Central Command." "Captain," Navigation Officer Zev interrupted. "A cluster of small craft have launched from the planet's surface. They're on an intercept course." The tactical display showed 20 primitive spacecraft accelerating toward the Athena's position. By Confederacy standards, they were rudimentary vessels, barely capable of orbital flight, let alone posing any threat to a GSC cruiser. "They can't possibly reach us," Security Chief Valker stated confidently. Their propulsion systems are inefficient, and they carry no weapons capable of penetrating our shields. That's not their intention, Ilara realized, watching the pattern of the approaching vessels. They're not trying to attack. They're forming a perimeter around us. On the screen, Dr. Chen appeared again. We have no hostile intentions. We simply wish to establish contact. If you attempt to leave, we will deploy our quantum resonance field. It won't harm your vessel, but it will prevent your cloaking technology from functioning properly. Ilara's 4 eyes widened. They're bluffing. I don't believe they are, Captain, Threll responded, analyzing the data. The energy signatures from those vessels suggest they're equipped with the technology Dr. Chen described. It's crude, but the theoretical principles are sound. Captain Voss faced an unprecedented dilemma. Retreating might trigger the humans' countermeasures, potentially damaging the Athena's sophisticated systems. Staying violated central protocols. Both choices carried significant risk. Captain, Threll said quietly, I've been studying these humans for 10 orbital cycles. They're unlike any species we've encountered. They create theories based on incomplete data and then prove them correct through sheer persistence. They imagine technologies before they fully understand the science behind them. Ilara considered his words. Your recommendation, Science Officer. Contact, he replied without hesitation. They've earned it through their own ingenuity, and I believe they might surprise us. For several moments, Ilara stood in silence, weighing centuries of protocol against the reality before her. Finally, she straightened her uniform and turned to Communications Officer Nax. Open a channel, she ordered. The crew exchanged glances of surprise, but no one questioned the command. Nax's fingers moved across his console, establishing the connection. Dr. Maya Chen of Earth, Ilara began, her voice steady despite the momentous nature of the occasion. This is Captain Ilara Voss of the Galactic Survey Corps vessel Athena. On behalf of the Galactic Confederacy, I acknowledge your detection of our presence and accept your invitation for communication. On the view screen, Dr. Chen's expression shifted from determination to astonishment, then to something like triumph. Captain Voss, she replied, her voice slightly unsteady. On behalf of humanity, I welcome you. We've waited a long time for this moment. How did you detect us? Ilara asked, genuine curiosity overriding protocol. Chen smiled. We theorized that any advanced civilization would employ some form of cloaking technology when observing developing planets. So we designed quantum resonance scanners specifically to detect the space-time distortions such technology would create. It was a shot in the dark, but sometimes that's how science advances. Threll leaned toward Ilara. Incredible. They created detection technology for something they had no proof existed. We would like to propose a formal meeting, Chen continued. A first contact delegation on neutral ground. Perhaps your vessel, if you're willing. Ilara knew that allowing humans aboard the Athena violated every protocol in the GSC handbook, but those protocols had never anticipated a species like humanity. Agreed, she replied. Select your representatives. We will provide coordinates for transport. After the transmission ended, Security Chief Valkyr approached her. Captain, I must formally register my objection. This violates central protocols established for the protection of both developing species and the Confederacy. Objection noted, Ilara replied calmly. But I believe conventional protocols no longer apply in this situation. These humans have demonstrated capabilities that place them in a unique category. As the crew prepared for humanity's arrival, Ilara returned to the observation deck. The blue planet continued its rotation, seemingly unchanged by the momentous events unfolding. Yet everything had changed. For the first time in Confederacy history, a species had detected their watchers and initiated contact on their own terms. Remarkable, she murmured, watching Earth's oceans and continents pass below. What other surprises do you have for us? 24 hours later, the first human delegation stood in the Athena's reception chamber. Dr. Maya Chen led a group of 5 representatives. scientists, diplomats, and military officers, all staring in wonder at the advanced technology surrounding them. "Welcome aboard the Athena," Captain Voss said, extending her four-fingered hand in what her research indicated was a human greeting gesture. Dr. Chen hesitated only briefly before taking it. "Thank you for having us, Captain. I believe this marks the beginning of a new chapter for both our peoples." What neither of them knew was how prophetic those words would prove to be. In just a few days, the Athena would receive a transmission that would change everything. A warning of an approaching threat that would test both species in ways they could never have anticipated. The Alliance. The main briefing room of the Athena hummed with tension as Captain Ilara Voss activated the holographic display. The human delegation sat across from her senior officers, both sides still adjusting to the remarkable reality of their meeting. 12 hours ago, we'd received this transmission from Confederacy Command, Ilara explained, her voice grave. The hologram flickered to life, showing a massive object moving through space. "This is the Harbinger, a sentient machine entity that has destroyed 3 developing civilizations in the past decade. Our long-range sensors indicate it's on a direct course for your solar system." Dr. Maya Chen leaned forward, studying the image. "Why target Earth? We pose no threat to something of that magnitude." Science Officer Threll responded, his secondary eyes blinking rapidly. "The Harbinger seeks out civilizations at precisely your stage of development. Our analysis suggests it was designed as a filter, eliminating species before they can achieve interstellar capabilities." "Designed by whom?" asked General Santos, the military representative from Earth. "Unknown," Ilara admitted. "The Harbinger predates Confederacy records. We've only encountered it 3 times in our history, each time too late to save the targeted world." The room fell silent as the implications sank in. Diplomat Aisha Okafor finally spoke, her voice measured despite the dire circumstances. "What options do we have?" "Confederacy protocol for non-member worlds is clear," Security Chief Valker stated flatly. "We provide warning and evacuation assistance for a limited population sample. The Athena isn't equipped for combat against an entity like the Harbinger." General Santos stood abruptly. "So you're saying you'll take a few thousand humans as specimens while billions die? That's your protocol?" "It's not ideal," Ilara acknowledged, "but it's designed to preserve at least some portion of unique species. The Harbinger has defeated our most advanced defensive systems. The Confederacy has lost 3 battle fleets attempting to stop it." "Then maybe you need a different approach," Dr. Chen said, her eyes fixed on the holographic image of the Harbinger. "How long do we have?" "At its current velocity, approximately 7 Earth days until it reaches your outer planetary defenses," Threll calculated. Dr. Chen exchanged glances with her fellow humans before addressing Captain Voss. "We request access to all your data on this entity, along with communication channels to our planet. We need to present this to Earth's Unified Council immediately." "Granted," Ilara replied, despite Valker's obvious disapproval. "But I must emphasize the gravity of the situation. The Harbinger has never been defeated." "Neither have we," General Santos replied with unexpected conviction. "Humanity has faced extinction-level threats throughout our history. We're still here." Over the next 48 hours, the Athena became a hub of frantic activity. Against all Confederacy protocols, Captain Voss authorized the sharing of advanced technical data with the humans, who demonstrated an uncanny ability to assimilate and adapt the information. On the 3rd day, Dr. Chen requested Ilara's presence in the auxiliary lab that had been allocated to the Earth delegation. "We've been analyzing your previous encounters with the Harbinger," Chen explained, displaying a complex series of simulations. Each time, Confederacy forces engaged it with direct force, energy weapons, gravitational disruption, antimatter cascades. "Our most advanced technology," Threll confirmed. "Which it adapted to," Chen nodded. "But we noticed something in the engagement patterns." She magnified a portion of the display. "The Harbinger prioritizes threats based on energy signatures. The larger the energy output, the more attention it focuses on neutralizing that source. General Santos continued. It's a targeting algorithm we've seen before in our own basic AI systems. Sophisticated, but predictable once you recognize the pattern. We're proposing a different strategy, Dr. Okafor explained. Instead of confronting it with your most powerful weapons, we create a distributed network of smaller threats, too numerous for it to prioritize effectively. Captain Voss studied the human proposal with increasing interest. You're suggesting we overwhelm its targeting systems. Exactly, Chen confirmed. Your ship can manufacture the drone components according to these specifications. Meanwhile, Earth's factories are already being retooled to mass-produce our version of the technology. Ilara exchanged looks with her officers. This approach has never been attempted. That's probably why it's never been defeated, Santos remarked. It expects certain responses based on previous encounters. We're going to give it something new. Against the objections of Security Chief Valkyr and the distant reservations of Confederacy Command, Operation Swarm launched on the 6th day. 5,000 Athena-manufactured drones deployed alongside 20,000 Earth-built counterparts, each carrying a minimal payload but programmed with sophisticated evasion algorithms developed by human game designers. The Harbinger entered the solar system precisely as predicted, its massive form dwarfing even the Athena. Initial scans revealed it was larger than previous encounters, nearly 60 kilometers in diameter, composed of an unknown metallic alloy with energy signatures that defied conventional analysis. It's scanning us. Communications Officer Nax reported from the bridge of the Athena, which maintained position near Earth's moon alongside 3 hastily assembled human defense vessels. As expected, Dr. Chen replied. She stood beside Captain Voss, now serving as Earth's primary liaison. The first wave of drones will engage in 30 seconds. On the tactical display, thousands of small points of light converged on the Harbinger from multiple directions. The massive entity's outer defenses activated, powerful energy beams sweeping through space. It's responding with standard protocols, Threll observed. Just as the humans predicted, the drones began their programmed attack pattern, designed not to destroy the Harbinger, but to confuse its targeting systems. Each drone that was destroyed automatically transmitted its destruction parameters to the remaining swarm, which adapted their approaches accordingly. Second wave launching, General Santos announced from the human command vessel. Another 10,000 drones joined the assault. The Harbinger's defensive patterns began to show signs of confusion, its energy weapons firing in increasingly erratic bursts as it attempted to prioritize the overwhelming number of small threats. Energy fluctuations detected in its central processing core, Threll reported. It's diverting power from its main systems to enhance defensive capabilities. That's our window, Chen said urgently. Captain Voss now. Ilara gave the command that violated every protocol in Confederacy history. Transmit the virus. Deep within the swarm of drones, 50 special units that had been holding position suddenly activated, broadcasting a complex sequence of code developed jointly by human and Volusian programmers. The code was designed not to destroy the Harbinger, but to exploit the momentary vulnerability in its processing core. Virus transmission complete, Nax confirmed. The Harbinger's systems error. He paused, staring at his console in disbelief. Captain, it's powering down. On the view screen, the massive entity's external lights flickered and dimmed. Its defensive systems deactivated one by one as the hybrid virus infiltrated its command protocols. We didn't destroy it, Dr. Chen explained, almost reverently. We communicated with it. The virus isn't designed to crash its systems. It's a translation protocol combined with a modified shutdown request. You reasoned with a machine entity that has destroyed entire civilizations, Valkyr asked incredulously. We recognized it as a created being, Chen replied. Something designed with purpose, however destructive. Our virus identifies us as authorized users and requests system hibernation. The technological white flag, if you will. 3 days later, Representatives from Earth and the Galactic Confederacy stood before the now-dormant Harbinger. Research teams carefully extracted its core programming for study, while engineers examined its construction. The Confederacy Council is still processing these events, Ilara informed Dr. Chen as they observed the operation. Your species has accomplished something unprecedented, not just detecting us, but defeating a threat we considered unstoppable. We had help, Chen acknowledged. Without your technology and data, we couldn't have developed the response in time. But the strategy was uniquely human, Ilara replied. The willingness to abandon conventional approaches, to see patterns where others saw only chaos, to communicate rather than simply destroy. These are qualities the Confederacy has come to respect. What happens now? Chen asked, gazing at the stars visible through the observation window. Normally, a species at your technological level would require another century of development before being considered for Confederacy membership, Ilara explained. But these circumstances are far from normal. The Council has authorized me to extend an invitation for Earth to join as a provisional member, effective immediately. Chen smiled. I believe humanity would be honored to accept. As Captain Voss prepared the final broadcast that would officially end the Athena's observation mission and begin a new chapter of cooperation, she reflected on the remarkable sequence of events. A species that by all conventional metrics should have remained unaware of the wider galactic community for decades had not only detected their watchers, but proven themselves essential allies in just a matter of days.